If you want to upgrade your health and energy, I know exactly how to make that work because I have been at rock bottom. I managed to get chronic fatigue when I was 30, and it has been one of those things that has stuck around for a really long time. But along the way, I've learned a whole lot of different tricks for being able to free up energy from your body, and I want to share that stuff with you. Because not long after I got chronic fatigue, I remember how hard it was for me to just walk up the driveway and collect the mail. A 10-meter walk seemed just like it was a near impossible task, and I would end up with tired legs and had to go and sit down after I got back, and I really couldn't do much afterwards. And that was just a regular sort of thing. Now at 45, a regular Sunday for me involves a couple of hours of beach volleyball, and generally I'll go dancing for a couple of hours in the afternoon as well. Now I'm not even close to my physical capacity. I'm not near 100%. I might be 50 or 60% at best, but I've still got plenty of energy for all of those things. So here are some of the ways that you can upgrade your health and energy. First of all, get some tests from your GP and see if there's anything going wrong. You might find that there is some issue that you have with hormones. You might have an issue with infections. You could have all sorts of different things going on in your body, and the older you get, the more likely it is for you to be able to have something like this turn up in your life. So go and see your GP, just get a good checkup done, and then get a bunch of tests done just to see where you're at. If you still don't feel great after you've had your GP do your checkup and do some tests and stuff like that, I would either go out and see a better GP, maybe like a holistic doctor or somebody like that, or a really good naturopath, someone that's referred really well who can go even deeper with the testing, because you can go to a point where you can now go and get your DNA tested. You can get stool testing. That reveals a whole lot about what's going on inside your digestive system, which seems to be the root of most problems for a lot of people. You can also get heavy metal testing done. They can do that through your hair and different ways. But it just gives you more information to be able to dig a little bit deeper, because it's all well and good for the doctor to tell you, hey, you've got a clean bill of health, and that's great. But if you don't feel good in yourself, go further and see what else you can find, because there is probably something else going on. Another thing you really need to work on is getting better sleep. So it could be more sleep, but it could also be better quality sleep. So there's a lot of sleep trackers around these days. A lot of people have got fancy watches or an Oura ring, something like that, which will be able to track your sleep quality and sleep duration. You can even use your phone, I believe, and put it under your pillow. I don't really like that idea because of the radiation that can come from your phone. Probably not the best way to be sleeping at night time. But it can give you data on if you are sleeping well or not sleeping well. And there's always ways to improve your sleep. So making your room as dark as possible always helps. Keeping your phone away from you and not checking it during the night. You could be getting to bed earlier and maybe reading before bed rather than watching TV or Netflix or being on your phone. Increased screen exposure during the day does lead to decreased sleep quality at night time. So the more you're on your phone or a computer, the more that is going to affect you on the other side. So if you are one of those people that needs to be on your computer for work, I would ensure you have like a yellow or orange filter over your screen. A lot of the computers are built in with it these days, so you just have to look at something like that, or you can wear the blue blocker glasses. They really work well for being able to cut down some of that blue light on the screens as you use them, especially for those who are light sensitive. I'm one of those people, so that's something that I use on a regular basis. Eating better is always going to make you improve your energy, because if there are foods that you eat that are causing inflammation or you're reacting to adversely, and you can remove them from your diet, firstly identify them and then remove them from your diet and just eat stuff that gives you more energy and just leaves you feeling full and energized rather than flat, bloated, and just lethargic, not motivated to do anything, then it's worth trying. Now, there's lots of different ways you can do this. An elimination diet is really good. There is the autoimmune paleo diet, which is really good for anyone who has any autoimmune conditions. because it cuts out a lot of those inflammatory foods. And both that and the elimination diet, very similar in how they are. You cut a whole bunch of foods out for a set period of time. You slowly reintroduce foods back into your diet and see what reacts and what doesn't react. Carnivore diet is also really popular these days, as is the ketogenic diet. Both of them remove a lot of inflammatory foods and allow the digestive system to heal and free up more energy. But it could be as simple as going from eating more processed foods and takeout to just eating more home cooked foods and single ingredient foods. Because if you can eat real food, you're going to get a much better health result. You're going to have much more energy. The more you eat these processed foods with numbers in them and names of things that you can't pronounce and have no idea what they are, the worse things are going to be. So just eat real food is really the best way to do it. If you need to go deeper, one of those suggestions that I tried, one of those suggestions that I mentioned earlier, so autoimmune, paleo diet, elimination diet, carnivore diet, ketogenic diet, they could be something that works really well for you. Now let's move on to exercise. And exercise is always interesting because we like what we like, but what we like is not always the best thing for us. So if you are doing CrossFit workouts, high rocks workouts, high intensity interval training, high intensity circuits, boxing, that sort of thing, they are really pushing your system. And if you're already working really, really hard and near burnout, those sort of exercises are probably not great for you right now. You are probably going to be better off doing things like yoga, Tai Chi, or Qigong, doing more mobility or body weight based exercise with plenty of rest in between. Even if you want to go and lift weights at the gym, I would do so, but I wouldn't be going and pushing yourself to failure at every single set. And I would be allowing plenty of rest in between workouts rather than supersetting things all the time, just to give your body enough time to recover. Imagine going to the gym and you've only got 50% in there and you give everything you've got, and by the time you leave the gym, you're absolutely exhausted. That's not a great way to be. It might make you feel good because you feel like you've done something, but that's not the best result. If you can go to the gym and work hard and walk out of the gym feeling better than when you arrived, that is the best result possible. So these things are certainly achievable for anybody, but we get addicted to the hard stuff. We get addicted to pushing ourselves hard. We get addicted to the pain because we think it's good, when in essence it really isn't. It's doing you more harm than good. So think about your exercise and maybe put a little bit more walking back into your diet, into your lifestyle. Maybe cut that intensity down just a little bit. Maybe do one less of those really hard classes a week and just see how that makes you feel. And if you feel better, great, you can look into that a little bit more, and you might find that maybe you want to change things after that because you can notice how much of a difference it makes. Pain management is a big deal as well. Now, I have dealt with fibromyalgia for a really long time. Fibromyalgia is like a muscle condition which causes a lot of pain in a lot of people, and it's a silent disease where you wouldn't know that people are in pain because they do such a good job of hiding it. So for me, my pain on a daily basis is probably somewhere between 4 and 6. Even sitting here right now, I can feel that this ear is blocked up because of the muscles in my neck. Now, it's not super painful, it's more annoying than anything. But these sort of things, that's not normal. That is not to be expected. It's not just, oh, I'm getting older, these things happen. No, it's not. They can be managed, and you can have those things reversed. So I was at a point with fibro and I could barely walk, as in it would hurt. My feet would hurt so much from just standing up. Walking would be difficult. I remember a trip, I was in Chicago not long after I got sick, and I walked down the street to a bookshop or the library, and I had to sit for an hour because my feet were so sore I couldn't go and do anything else. So pain is a real thing that will hold you back in terms of your energy, especially. If you can improve your health and decrease that pain, you're absolutely going to feel a whole lot better. There are also plenty of different supplements and medications out there that will help with pain. But if you can get to the root cause by going and getting a whole lot of testing done, like I mentioned earlier, that's a better way of doing it. But in the meantime, you still need to be able to manage that pain so you can get on with your life and still keep living. Otherwise, it just holds you back and you get nothing done. You're not even participating in life, and that's not really fun for anybody. Last thing, keep your weight in check. If your weight goes up too high and you don't feel good in your own body, you know that that is affecting you. Also, if you're dragging an extra 10, 15, 20 kilos around with you, that's a whole lot of energy that your body has to use just for getting you around. If you lose that 10, 15, 20 kilos, imagine how much more energy you will have, how much better you will feel. And it doesn't take much. In fact, doing the things that I've already mentioned will already influence that weight if you have an issue there. Now, when I talk about weight, I'm more interested in body fat percentage. So body fat percentage will allow you to see how much muscle mass you have and how much body fat you're carrying. So for guys around my age, so I'm mid-40s, you're looking at somewhere 22% or less is when you are in the healthy range. If you're above that 22% range, you're probably not in a great place. Now, ladies, because you have breasts, you have more fat on you, so that body fat percentage will be a little bit higher, but you just want to check where that range sits in order to be able to go, all right, well, am I in the healthy range or am I in the unhealthy range? Because if you're in the unhealthy range, you need to do something about it ASAP, because in that unhealthy range, your risk of getting some sort of issue, and I'm talking about, it could be heart issues, cancer, autoimmune conditions, and all sorts of mystery illnesses, they turn up during those times. So the sooner you can get into that healthy range, the better things are. And I need to get that sense of urgency into you about this. That's how important it is, because it really does affect how your body feels overall. So remember, when you are looking at trying to improve your health and energy, start slow, build a strong foundation of healthy habits, stuff that you can maintain for the long term, and just build upon for the rest of your life. You might go backwards at times, but that's fine. You'll always be able to work your way back to baseline. And if you can do these things that way, you're not going to be aging like most people are. You might even be feeling better and better in terms of bringing your biological age lower. Is that what they call it? Anyway, you are able to bring back that energy into your life, bring your health up, and that means you can live more and enjoy the quality of life far more. So I hope that helps you. If you want help with transforming your life and making some really big changes, I've got a free 28-day program. It's in the link below. If you click on that, I will help you get started to design, build, and live the life that you really want, a life that you'll jump out of bed for. Hopefully I'll see you on the inside.